If you try cash budgeting and you keep running out of money in the same category every single week, I told you in my last video that that's data, not a reason to bully yourself or give up. But today, we're going to go further than that. Today, we're going to actually fix it because here's the truth. Most budgets don't fail because people lack discipline. They fail because the numbers were never real to begin with. You can have the best system in the world, the cutest wallet, the most discipline, and it still will fall apart if you build it on numbers that were never true for your actual life. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to find your real cash budgeting numbers. Let's get into it.
Cash moves everything around me. Queen, get the money.
Here we go.
Dollar bill, yo.
Okay, let's just start right here. If you've never tracked your spending before, your first budget is basically a guess. And I don't say that to be harsh. I say that because it's true. And once you accept it, it stops being a personal failure and starts just being a normal first step. You sat down, you thought about what feels reasonable, you wrote a number, and that number was based on vibes, not data. And vibes are not bad. Vibes are only where you start, though. Vibes are not where you stay. So if you've been cash budgeting for a couple of weeks now and you notice the same category keeps running dry, there's good news. You don't have to guess anymore. You already have data. Your receipts are the answer. Go back and add up what you actually spent in that category each week, and that average is closer to your real number than whatever you guessed at the start. But if you're just starting today and you already have a feeling that your estimates might be a little delulu, okay, I want to show you how to get as close to accurate as possible before you ever load your first wallet. Now, before I give you the methods, I need to say something. If tracking your spending has always felt impossibly hard, that is not a you problem. That is a technology problem. 20 years ago, you had a checkbook and maybe a savings account. That was it. Today, you might have a debit card, a credit card, Apple Pay, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and a couple more store cards, all moving money out of your life in different directions. To actually know what you spend in a month, you'd have to log into 5 different apps and stitch it all together by hand. That is not a discipline problem. That is a system problem. And the system is working exactly as it was designed. Every new payment exists to remove the friction of you being able to give your money away. And removing friction also removes your ability to track what's happening. So here's the fix. And it's simpler than you think. Get one dedicated spending account. Not your savings, not your bill pay checking account. One account whose entire job is your day-to-day spending. Gas, groceries, eating out, personal care, all of it. From there, you can do all cash, all card, or a hybrid of both. That part is up to you and your brain. The point isn't how you pay. The point is that every dollar comes from one place. So when it's time to find your real numbers, you only have one statement to look at instead of 5. And listen, I know some of y'all are thinking about the cash back, the points, the discounts for using a specific store card. I need you to hear me. Matter of fact, let me get closer because I really need you to hear me. Whatever you're saving in points is probably not worth what it's costing you in confusion. Clarity is worth more than 2% cash back. I promise you. Okay, so let's get into the actual methods. Starting with the easiest one. If you've already been cash budgeting for a couple of weeks, you don't need to do anything new. You already have your receipts in your wallet sections. Just pull them out. Add up each category for each week, and now you have 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks of real spending data, not a guess. Take the average. That's your new number. Adjust your wallet next week to match reality instead of the vibes. This is the easiest version of this exercise because the data already exists. You just have to look at it, okay? Now, if you're starting today and you want accurate numbers from day one instead of guessing first and fixing it later, this is what I recommend. And I'm going to tell you why it works for my brain specifically because I want you to pick the method that works for yours. Pull your last 1 to 3 months of bank or credit card statements from your dedicated spending account. Now remember, if you ain't got no dedicated spending account, that means you got to pull statements from all the different places. Let that be your motivation to create one dedicated spending account. Now, you're going to grab a few different colored highlighters. One color per category. Gas is one color, groceries is another color, eating out is another, and you're going to go line by line through your statement, highlighting every transaction by category. When you're done, you're not guessing anymore. You can literally see in color how much of your money went where. Add each color up, divide the number by the number of months that you reviewed, and that average is your real number. I love this method because it's visual, and my brain does not do well with rows of black and white numbers on a chart, a spreadsheet, a statement, whatever, okay? All the numbers just start to blur together. But color I can see. Color holds my attention. It gives me a dopamine. If you're like me, this method will work for you too. Now, the highlighter method is what works for me, but you know your brain better than I do. So let me give you the other options on the table. Some banking apps will auto-categorize your transactions for you. It's convenient, it's already in your app, and it's a great starting point. It's just not always accurate. It might call your snacks at the gas station, which would be eating out category. It might call that gas because you bought it at the gas station. So double check it before you trust it fully. You can also do manual tracking going forward, meaning instead of looking backwards at your old bank statements, you can track everything for the next 1 to 2 weeks in real time. You can do that in your notes app or a notebook before committing to your numbers. And the receipt method works the same way going forward as well, saving every receipt as you spend instead of going back through the statement. There's no wrong answer here. The wrong answer is staying confused and never doing any of them. Now, once you have your real averages, whether they came from receipts, your highlighted statements, or a couple of weeks of fresh tracking, go back to your categories from the cash budgeting video and update them. If gas was actually averaging at $75 and you budgeted for $60, fix it. If you only spent $30 in personal care and you budgeted for $40, adjust it down and send that extra $10 somewhere it can actually do something for you. This is not starting over. This is not failure. This is your budget finally telling you the truth about your life. And here's the beautiful part. Once your numbers are real, running out of money in a category stops being a constant and confusing mystery. It either means something unexpected happened this week or it means something needs to change. And let me hold your hands while I say this part. Okay, friend? Something needs to change does not automatically mean raise the number. Sometimes the number was right, and the real issue is your habits, your boundaries, your spending behavior, or how much support or accountability you actually need to stay consistent. Maybe you need a FinBestie to text you before you swipe. Maybe you need to unsubscribe from 3 stores. Text alerts. Maybe you need to stop grocery shopping when you're hungry. Friend, I see you. We've all done it. Me too. But adjusting doesn't always mean adjusting the math. Sometimes it means adjusting you. Both are valid. Both are part of the process. But don't just inflate the number to match the behavior because that's not budgeting. That is giving up dressed up as flexibility. Either way, you're never back at square one, wondering where it all went. You'll know. And knowing is what's going to make you a rich ass auntie, okay? One budget at a time. That's it. That's how you stop guessing and start budgeting your day-to-day spending with your actual real life numbers. If this helped you, you already know what to do. You ain't got to pay me in cash, friend. All you got to do is pay me in likes, shares, and comments. Tell me which method you're going to try. The receipts you already have, the highlighter method, or tracking fresh starting today. And honestly, if you listen to that last segment and realize the number was never the problem, the support was, then friend, that is exactly why I built my Love Yourself Back to Wealth group cohort. Because some of this, y'all can't do alone. And you're never supposed to. If you don't have a Fin Bestie yet, if you need more accountability than a YouTube video can give you, my next group coaching cohort is opening up. And it's time we made you some real budget best friends. Some budget baddies, if you will, who get it. Link is in the description. Come be Young, Rich, and Rooted with us. And if you haven't watched the first video where I actually loaded my cash budget wallet live with $700, go watch that one next, because this one will make much more sense with that context. I'll see you there.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money.
Here we go.
Dollar
Check
bill,
this shit.
yo.